Thank you. May we all be seated, please. Thank you. First and foremost, we sincerely apologize for that technical glitch. It is not our usual self. We sincerely apologize for that. Thank you very much. Once again, you are all welcome, especially to the 108th inaugural lecture of this great university, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We still remain the best in Africa and the 7th globally. The lecture is to be delivered by no other person than a distinguished statistician. But before I respectfully introduce him, I'd like to specially introduce to us the 7th substantive Vice-Chancellor of this great university, Professor Olusola Babatunde Kehinde, ably represented here by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Development, Professor Olawale Dairo. Can we please put our hands together for him? On the top table this beautiful afternoon is our Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, Professor Olusegun Idowu. Let's put our hands together for him, please. Thank you. We also have on the other side of the divide, the Registrar, Dr. Titus Adeni. The bursar is here represented by a deputy bursar, Mrs. Margaret Umishope. Our university librarian is seated on the top table and is no other person than Professor Abayomi Owolabi. We have the chairman of the Committee of Deans and Directors here present with us, and is also the Dean of the College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a resounding applause to Professor Emmanuel Fakoya. The head of Department of Statistics is also here present, and is no other person than Professor Samuel Agwegbo. You're welcome, sir. Dear distinguished members of the university community, guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome to FUNAAB once again. We still remain the numero uno among the University of Agriculture in Africa. The topic of today's lecture, the 108th in its series, reflects a compelling journey from raw statistical sampling to practical evidence-based policy solutions. It highlights the pivotal role of statistical methods in transforming vast and complex data into credible, actionable insights. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in an era defined by big data, administrative records, and digital footprints, the volume of available information is unprecedented. Yet, data alone do not drive development. Sound statistical reasoning does. Statistics provide a bridge between mere observation and informed decision-making, ensuring that policies are not only data-informed, but evidence-driven and impactful. Thank you very much. It was a very big oversight. I would like to recognize the presence of the Dean of the College of Physical Sciences, where this inaugural lecturer is from. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a big applause to Professor Victor Makinde. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Right now, it's my distinct honor this beautiful afternoon to specially invite you all to join me in welcoming the university's 108th inaugural lecturer from the Department of Statistics, College of Physical Sciences, Professor Olaniyi Matthew Olayiwola. Thank you very much. And the lecture is titled, From Sample to Solution, Harnessing Statistics for Evidence-Based Public Decision-Making in the Data Age. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, with your permission, I would like to specially welcome the amiable wife of the 108th inaugural lecturer, Mrs. Adebisi Agnes Olayiwola. A special recognition also goes to all the deans, directors, heads of departments, and heads of units here present. Please let's give ourselves a round of applause, please. Also, I would like to recognize the members of staff of the postgraduate school in their beautiful attire. Please let's put our hands together for them. Also, members of staff of the Department of Statistics in this very sweeping attire. Please let's put our hands together for them. We appreciate you, sir. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, once again, I would like to also recognize the presence of a foremost statistician in Nigeria and in Africa, Professor B. Afonja. Please let's put our hands together for him. Professor B. Afonja is a former Federal Commissioner for Education in the Old Western Region, and also a former Pro-Chancellor of the Olabisi Onabanjo University. Let's put our hands together for him once again. Once again, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, we also have a very big fish who I need to recognize is a sixth substantive Vice-Chancellor of this great university, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako. Thank you very much. We also have in our midst also, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor of the Alitia University, Professor Lukayode Akinyemi. At this moment, it's my honor to specially invite the Vice-Chancellor and the Chairman of this inaugural lecture, Professor Olusola Babatunde Kehinde, ably represented by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Development, Professor Olawale Dairo, to please give the Vice-Chancellor's address. Can we all put our hands together for the Vice-Chancellor as he approaches the microphone? Thank you very much, sir.
Please, we may sit down, please. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, the Registrar, the Bursar, the University Librarian, the Inaugural Lecturer of the Day, Professor Olaniyi Matthew Olayiwola, the Dean of the College of Physical Sciences, Dean of other colleges, the Postgraduate School, and the Student Affairs, Directors of Institutes, Centers and Service Units, Head Department of Statistics, other head of departments here present, and units, distinguished members of the University Senate, distinguished academics, professional colleagues in FUNAAB and other universities, and most especially, our very senior colleagues who are here seated. Members of the non-teaching staff, all special guests, friends, and well-wishers, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great FUNAABites, great FUNAABites. It is with pleasure, it is actually a great pleasure to stand here before you to represent the seventh substantial Vice-Chancellor, Professor Olusola Kehinde, who is unavoidably absent due to exigencies of duties. I welcome you all to the 108th edition of the series of inaugural lectures of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. The second from the Department of Statistics, and the ninth in the College of Physical Sciences. We're here to listen to the lecturer, who is Professor Olaniyi Matthew Olaiwola. Professor Matthew Olaiwola was born on October 3, 1976, to the family of Chief Samuel Adigun Olaiwola and Madam Esther Oyewola Olaiwola of Akinu Compound in Ilora, Oyo State. Ilora, Oyo State. Professor Olaniyi Olaiwola, who by my side here is a chartered statistician. And this was awarded by the Royal Statistical Society of the United Kingdom in 2012. He is also a chartered scientist, awarded by the Science Council, United Kingdom in 2012. Before this, he had his primary school education in LA Primary School, Bajigo, Oyo, from 1980 to 86, and went further for his secondary education in Ilora Baptist Grammar School, Ilora, from 1986 to 1992. The inaugural lecture of today, the lecturer obtained the National Diploma in Statistics from the from Kwara State Polytechnic, Ilorin, in 1995, went further to have the Higher National Diploma in Mathematics and Statistics from the Polytechnic, Ibadan. This was in 1998. The postgraduate diploma in statistics was awarded to the candidate in 2002, and also he got the BSc degree in statistics with a master's degree in statistics in 2005. The inaugural lecturer of today also had a master's in biostatistics in 2024, while his doctoral degree in statistics was awarded from the University of Ibadan in 2011. He completed his mandatory NYSC in February 2000. And in which of these states he did this? In Benue State. He commenced his academic career at the Department of Mathematical Sciences at the Ajayi Crowther University, situated in Oyo, in 2007 as an assistant lecturer. He later joined the Redeemer University in 2011 as lecturer 2, and came into the Federal University of Agriculture as a lecturer 1 in 2011. He has rose through this rank to become a professor of statistics in 2021. Can we just give him a round of applause? The inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Olaniyi Matthew Olaiwola, has served in various university committees and in other areas of endeavor in the nation, which included, but not limited to, the following. He was the deputy dean, or he's still, which is the most recent appointment, the deputy dean of the postgraduate school. That is where the PG school community coming in with a special attire for this person. He was before then the head of Department of Statistics Department, 2021 to 2023. Before then, he was acting, which was between 2019 and 2021. He was a member of the PG Business Committee, member of the University Senate 2019 to date. He was also a member, editorial board of the Royal Statistical Society of Nigeria. Presently, he is the country representative of the Royal Statistical Society, United Kingdom. The inaugural lecturer of today is still a country representative of the International Association of Survey Statistics. He is also an ambassador. He's the international ambassador of the Biochemical Society
I work for
of the
Citadel
United
Asset
Kingdom.
It's a subsidiary
He's a
of the
member
International Insurance
of the
Company.
Mass for C,
Just
which is situated in the University of Leeds, United Kingdom. He has successfully contributed to human development through the training of both undergraduates and postgraduates. He has contributed to non-teaching staffs in the FUNAAB and other universities, as well as in other fields of endeavor within and outside Nigeria. Apart from teaching a number of courses in the department, he has supervised more than 100 undergraduate projects and has been involved in major supervision of more than 25 master's students, and he presently has in his coffers about 5 PhD students who had graduated under him. Our lecturer of today has more than 80 journals which are published in reputable journals. Professor Olaniyi Mati Olaiwola, scholarly contributions and professional impact has been widely recognized through prestigious awards and honor. He is a recipient of the Royal Society, Statistical Society, Madia Award in 2020. He was also has a recognition. He also had a recognition for his outstanding statistical contribution during the COVID-19 response modeling in Nigeria. The award of qualified teacher status formally recognized him as a professional certified teacher within the United Kingdom educational system. Meaning that our inaugural lecturer of today has met the international benchmark, a standard in pedagogy, subject mastery, and classroom practice, not leaving out the professional ethics. The inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Olaniyi Mati Olaiwola, as earlier introduced, is happily married to Mrs. Adebisi Agnes Olaiwola. You're so welcome, ma. Thank you, ma. And here with them are the children that God has provided them. You're welcome, ma. Yeah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to invite Professor Olaniyi Mati Olaiwola on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Professor Babatunde Kehinde, which I stand proxy for, to present his inaugural lecture titled From Sample to Solution, Harnessing Statistics for Evidence-Based Public Decision-Making in the Data Age. God bless you as you listen to this. You're welcome.
the Vice-Chancellor, sir, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academics, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Development, the Registrar, the Bursar, the Dean, College of Physical, the University Librarian, the Dean, College of Physical Sciences, other deans and directors, head, Department of Statistics, other heads of departments, distinguished members of the University Senate, distinguished members of academic staff, members of non-teaching staff, members of my immediate and extended family, all special girls and friends of the university, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great FUNAABites. The Vice-Chancellor, sir, it is with a deep gratitude and humility that I stand before this congregation today to deliver this inaugural lecture, a milestone in every academic journey, which is 108 in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUNAAB, the 9th from the College of Physical Sciences, and the 2nd from the Department of Statistics. I thank the Almighty God for the grace to witness this day and for the gift of the fulfillment of academic career. I extend heartfelt appreciation to the leadership of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, for the platform to teach, research, and serve, and to my colleagues for their collaboration and support over the years. Today's lecture, titled From Sample to Solution, Analyzing Strategies for Evidence-Based Public Decision-Making in the Data Age, reflects not only the essence of academic pursuits, but also evolving roles of statistics in shaping the society. It is a story of transformation from numbers collected in households, farms, markets, and hospitals to decisions that determine how public resources are allocated, how epidemics are managed, how poverty is measured, and ultimately, how lives are improved. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, to fully appreciate the critical role that statistics plays in informing public decision-making, it is essential to begin by establishing a common understanding of the foundational concepts and the key terminologies that will frame the discourse of this lecture. In statistical terms, a sample is a subset of a population selected for analysis. It is the lens through which characteristics of a larger group inferred, be it a nation, a community, or an institution. Sampling allows statisticians and researchers to make evidence-based decisions without needing to measure every single element in the population. This small segment, if correctly drawn and analyzed, yields insights that can transform the entire sector. A solution in this context of this lecture refers to an action, a policy, or a decision that addresses the public challenge using evidence. Evidence-based decision-making is a systematic use of data and analytical reasoning to guide choices in governance. It requires that policymakers rely not only on ideology or pressure, but on a tested, verifiable information to inform policies, allocate resources, and monitor progress. The 21st century has ushered on in what we know called the data age. Governments, organizations, and individuals generate data at unprecedented volumes, but without the proper tools of analysis and interpret this data, we risk drowning in numbers while starving for insights. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, my research journey has been anchored on the belief that statistics must illuminate real-world problems and deliver actionable solutions. Guided by this vision, my work cut across interconnected thematic areas that translate data into societal progress. These include statistical modeling for health outcomes, educational measurement and learning analysis, agricultural yield forecasting and food security modeling, environmental and exposure risk analysis, aviation system reliability and safety analysis. My research in statistical modeling for health outcome has focused on leveraging statistical methodology to address critical health challenges. 2009 compared Davis, Faulkner, Tong, Edmond, and Kepler models for measuring radiation exposure in patients during X-ray test. During X-ray test, radiation energy is deposited in the body. This increased the risk of cancer. Patients were randomly selected in 2 hospitals in Nigeria. Radiation exposure was measured and statistical analysis was carried out. From the results, radiation exposure differs in the selected hospital. Patients from 2 selected hospitals got 2.6 times radiation than UK standard for a checked X-ray. Hence, they were exposed to increased cancer risk. These are attributed to ineffective equipment and lack of modern technical expertise. Based on the above evidence, the issue will include maintenance of hospital equipment, provision of training for modern technical know-how. Other decision will be band-aid solution. If the above evidence is not considered, it should be fixing the symptom without addressing the root cause. The group concerned about the environmental exposure among age children was critically examined in the study. Heavy metal burden public primary school children related to playground soil and classroom dust. 2017. School age children were randomly selected from public primary schools in Oyo State. Samples of playground soil, classroom dust, blood were taken, and statistical analysis was carried out. It was discovered that students had high blood lead level. Then there is a strong relationship between the lead in the playground soil and the student blood level. As soil lead increases, the blood lead also increases. This is a problem because high blood lead can damage brain development and the IQ. Based on the evidence above, the issue could include investigate through data collection and remediate lead-contaminated playground soil to reduce exposure. Select students randomly for lead poisoning screen and provide medical intervention if needed. If decisions are not taken to address the above, it will be a reckless oversight and irreversible harm to students. Olaola et al. 2020 contributed to the public health analysis through the study of adaptive cluster sampling method with model-based approach for estimating the total number of hidden COVID-19 carriers in Nigeria. Hidden diseases are referred to health conditions that are not immediately diagnosed. Adaptive cluster sampling with model-based approach was designed to identify carriers of hidden diseases, and diagnostic check of the model was carried out. Data were collected on daily COVID-19 cases in Nigeria to validate the model. The developed model had a good fit, and it was applied to estimate COVID-19 carriers. Confirmed cases of the COVID-19 carriers in June 18, 2020 was 745, but the model estimated value was 781. In May 1, 2020, confirmed case was 238, and the estimated number of carriers was 289. The implication is that contact tracing approach was unable to capture all COVID-19 carriers in the population. Therefore, combining contact tracing with adaptive cluster sampling is not suitable for estimating total number of hidden disease carriers within the population. Olaola et al. 2023 developed a latent Gaussian model framework for the joint modeling of longitudinal and mixed feature outcomes. We developed a joint model for a longitudinal process that captured the glomerular filtration rate and the survival part that captured kidney transplant failure. The glomerular filtration rate is a measure of kidney function. If it is 90 and above, it implies that the kidney is functioning properly. But if it's less than 15, there will be a kidney failure. So data were collected on glomerular filtration rates, measurement over time. 407 renal transplant patients and time to kidney transfer failure. Diagnostic check of the model was fitted and was carried out. It was discovered that the patient vary a lot in their kidney health. Women have slight worse kidney function, but live longer than men. Men have 0.115 times higher transplant failure risk than women. The implication of the result is that men might not be able to contribute economically due to health issues, and they will be burdened onto their wives. Based on the evidence above, the issue could include targeted health intervention, gender-specific treatment guidelines. If decisions are not based on evidence, it will be a flying blind decision, navigating without a clear direction. In collaboration with your colleagues, I led the development of Nigerian fair predictive mathematical model for estimating 10-year reinfection probability of neglected tropical disease. The modeling was supported by the Clinton Health Access Initiative. Predictive models were developed for the following diseases: lymphatic filariasis and onchocerciasis. The model was to predict if people who are treated can be reinfected in the future. Lymphatic filariasis is caused by mosquito bite, and it was treated with albendazole, while onchocerciasis is caused by black fly bite, and it was treated with ivermectin. Data on individuals treated for lymphatic filariasis and onchocerciasis were obtained from the Federal Ministry of Health. It covers all cases in all local governments in Nigeria between 2020 and 2024. Then, the susceptible exposed infection recovery model was fitted. It was discovered that reinfection risk vary according across states. The infection of lymphatic filariasis ranging from 0.01 to 0.09, with a mean probability of 0.02, and 75% of states recorded probability below 0.03. And that of onchocerciasis, the probability ranging from 0.01 to 0.2, with mean probability of 0.05, and 75% of the state recorded probability below 0.05. In the current data age, the development of the infection prediction model can guide in the allocation of resources based on the state-specific infection risk. It has been discovered that for all these two diseases, the infection probability is very, very low, which means by the year 2030 that is being targeted, it's very likely for all these diseases to be eliminated. If not, they will remain endemic. Non-medical intervention for early detection, monitoring, prediction, and management of diabetes complication. Globally, 589 million people affected worldwide with diabetes. 250 million unaware they have diabetes. 1 in 8 adults at high risk of having diabetes. 84% higher risk of heart failure due to diabetes. $1.1 trillion spent on diabetes care in 2024. 1 person died every 6 seconds of diabetes globally. In Nigeria, 3 million people with diabetes and 78.7 undiagnosed. It is projected that diabetes case will rise to 6.6 million by year 2050 in Nigeria. The implication is that diabetes presents a looming economic challenge for Nigeria, threatening to strain health care resources, reduce workforce productivity, and escalate healthcare expenditure. According to International Diabetes Federation 2025 report, based on this, I look into what are the non-medical interventions that we can use to prevent this problem to occur by year 2050. I model the diabetes progression, which is describe what you're having here. One can be in pre-diabetes before moving on to diabetes. When one is in pre-diabetes, when subject to life modification, it can come back to normal. But when it's in diabetes, there's no problem. You just to stick with the medication, and one will still continue to enjoy the life. But this is when patients are aware of all this information. So based on this one, I developed this model. This model, this analog is part of the algorithm for that model. Now, this algorithm now already hosts on the server, which is, and I have my domain, circle in pink, and subdomain. Now, we have 2 links. The first link, if you give to everybody in the country, they can just apply their details, their name, everything. If they click on submit, it will go to the database. And this is the database on in the server. So wherever the patients are, when the register is coming here, then the second link is for the doctor. When the doctors, wherever they are in the country, click on the link, this dialog box will appear. The one circled in green shows how many people have registered. In this case, the way when I test run this one, 21 registered. Now, when the doctor wants to attend to them, it will click on collect data, circled in pink. Then this box will appear. They can enter their glucose level, the BP, etc., and submit. When they click on submit, the data goes straight to that data bank. The data bank is has been linked with that algorithm. The algorithm will run it and give us something like this. This will be on a real time. As doctors are attending to patients anywhere in the country, the data is coming to the data bank, and the values here will be changing. Let me take the issue of only diabetes in this case. The one circled in pink is pre-diabetes. We can see that we have normal 4, pre-diabetes 1. This means for out of 21 people that attended that register, 5 has attended clinic. As at that time, 4 have normal, 1 in pre-diabetes. At this point is why my non-medical intervention is coming in. The pre-diabetes, if you click on that pre-diabetes, it opens that dialog box. It will list them out. Because it is my okay, it's just 1. That's why you have 1 ID. Under user ID, you have 1. If there are 1 million, you list all of them. Then, at this level, you can intervene. When you click send message to them, this box will open. Type in the message that your sugar level is increasing. You are currently at pre-diabetes, but don't panic. You can come back to normal. So when click on send, if there are 1 million, anywhere they are in the country, even if they are abroad, they will receive the message that please take care. Your sugar level is increasing. You are currently at pre-diabetes. Check your sugar level. Do this, do see, don't do this, do this. If we receive message like that, it's an alert. I will take care of ourselves. Now, when you submit, you say successfully. Here is just 1. If there are 1 million, you say 1 million emails successfully submitted, and they will receive the message on their phone immediately. This graph is for the policymakers. There's no need for a policymaker to go anywhere. When they look at the graph, this graph will keep changing every second, depending on how people are attending clinic in Nigeria. Let's look at the glucose, for instance. In this case, you have 4 normal. In this case, you have 1 pre-diabetes. For diabetes, that's nothing. To take decision at this data age, where they are in the country, this graph will be changing in a real time. Then in taking the decision, now if they say, okay, let's pay more on procurement of cancer on diabetes drug, and here we have seen that there's nobody having diabetes, does that make sense? No. What we need to do at this point is to those and pre-diabetes, let them be aware. Tell them the kind of life modification, and they come back to normal. And that's not medical intervention, and very, very cheap. So I pray that the country can embrace this kind of thing. Even benefits of agriculture can start from here, and let us see how we can save ourselves. For people with a lot of work, increase high blood pressure, and many other things. Before we enter into this problem, have information, we can adjust our life, and we move on and live fine. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I have explored the intersection of the statistics and education outcome. My work includes analysis of student academic performance, school enrollment estimation, evaluation of factors affecting CGPA, and the study behavior, and the SCAR modeling of performance predictors. Ola et al. 2011 explore how the balance between the study time and the rest influences student academic performance. So random sample of 2,000 undergraduate students was selected from Nigerian University, and data on daily reading, sleeping hour, and CGPA were collected. Then response survey methodology model was fitted to know at what point can we have optimum CGPA. At optimum may be minimum point, maximum point, point of inflection. Then you subject the model to canonical analysis to know the nature, to classify the nature of the turning point. So when you look at the eigenvalue here, you have negative, means maximum point. At this level, look at the contour plot. The maximum CGPA will correspond to 4 hours daily focus of reading and 5 hours after lecture as shown in that contour plot, which means if the student read beyond that, the GPA will not be at optimum. If they read below that, it's not be at optimum. But at this point, it's at level at which they can have optimum GPA. So based on the above evidence, to minimize university withdrawal U and the university withdrawal P, student need time management workshop. Ola et al. 2012 demonstrated how double and successful sampling can produce more accurate and cost-effective student enrollment estimates by reusing information from a previous survey. So what you are saying here is this: you want to carry out survey maybe for 2 or 3 times. There's no need to carry survey for the 3. The first you carry, you can retain majority of it and just take a little. When you do that one, we see that our results still have high precision. So therefore, it will reduce cost of the survey and improve efficiency. In agricultural yield forecasting and security, so my contribution to agricultural yield forecasting and food security modeling in Nigeria is demonstrated through the application of factorial design and response of methodology to optimize broiler chicken growth using pumping leaf extracts. So 40 days old and 2,000 broiler chicks were raised on the same starter and finisher feeds. So we divided them into 5 groups. So group 1 to 5 receive pumping leaf extract as supplements in the food at 0, 30, 60, 90, 1, and 20. 0 is the control. Then the data were collected and recorded over 12 weeks. And we fit RSM with them to know at what point can the chicken have the maximum weight. Then we see that model the 10th week's growth plus 100 ml of pumping leaf extract per liter of water will give optimum weight. And because the eigenvalue here, the 2 are the negative, imply the maximum point. So the chicken will have maximum point, as you can see in the contour, at 100 ml of pumping leaf extracts as supplement in the water at the 10th week. Any attempt to rear more than 10 weeks, the weight will reduce. Any attempt not to reach that level, we cannot have the optimum level. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, my contribution to the aviation safety illustrates the how statistical quietly and decisively saves life. In the study of verification and accuracy of an instrument landing system localizer, a study of an international airport in Nigeria, Oluwafemi et al., 2019, statistical analysis was applied to evaluate the performance of the instrument landing system localizer. Aircraft will land safely when aligned with the runaway center line. And this is being guided from the signal from the radio at the international airport. The difference in depth of modulation determine whether it will land safely or not. If the DD is equal to 0, it means the signal coming from that of 90 frequency and 150 frequency, they are equal. At that point, the aircraft will land safely and align to the runaway. But if the strength, the signal of the 90 is stronger, the aircraft will drift to the left. If the 150 is stronger, it will drift to the right. So, which means at equal points, you can land safely. So the course deviation indicator is in the aircraft that will guide the pilot on how to adjust the course. So if the needle left, then the aircraft will move to the right of the center line. But if the needle is moved to the right, the aircraft will move to the left of the center line. But if the needle is at the middle, it means the aircraft is perfectly aligned to the runaway. So if it lands at that point, it will have a safe landing. Then we collected data so randomly one international airport in Nigeria for 12 months, cover wet season and a dry season. Then we use a RSEV 300 analyzer to capture the DDM. The range of value we obtained was between 0.002 and 0.0045. But the maximum allowed by the International Civil Aviation Organization is 0.155. The value I have is below it. Then the data we derive from DDM also we use it to write a predictive model so that we're able to predict at pattern T. So the range of value we see obtained, it is still within the normal method. So which implies that the aircraft in international airports in Nigeria will land safely. Now, in this data age, the DDM prediction model will spot patterns in signal deviation, point out equipment issues and infrastructural problems so that we'll be able to correct it before the problem happens. In the aspect of statistical theory and methodology, have developed and refined estimation and sampling techniques, including random sampling, cluster PPA sampling, regression, ratio jackknife, post-stratified calibration estimator, survey methodology, longitudinal data analysis, and statistical inference. Survey response across various levels of response predictors was investigated to understand survey response behavior. Oluwafemi et al., 2011. We selected 750 households randomly in your community. 2-stage random sampling was used. Statistical analysis was carried out, and we discovered that the following are high response predictors in the survey. The household more than 4 children, they respond better in the survey. The interview duration between 11 and 15. Adults between 51 and 70 give better response in survey. Respondents with tertiary education and residency of more than 15 years give us high response rate. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, my contribution to human development have been driven by a long life commitment to using statistical knowledge, research, and mentorship to uplift individuals, strengthening institutions, and advance society. Across the year, my efforts are centered on building people, shaping opportunity, expanding capacity through teaching, mentoring, leadership, community engagement, and the creation of data-driven solutions that empowers decision-making. I have taught and mentored students at both undergraduate and postgraduate level over a decade at FUNAAB, I teach a wide range of courses, including survey methodology, analysis of variance, and my teaching has consistently integrated modern statistical software, such as our software and some other software. In the last 19 years, I have supervised 120 undergraduates, 25 masters, and 5 PhD students in statistics. I consistently encourage students to pursue research that addresses and pressing local and global challenges. Many of my students have advanced to become university lecturer, data scientist, policymaker, and international research fellow. Dr. Wale Orojo is a senior lecturer in FUNAAB. Dr. Olawoyin is a senior lecturer at Alido Dangote University. Dr. Ajayi is a lecturer in FUNAAB. Dr. Egong is a statistician at Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. Dr. Lakigbe is a research fellow at Nigeria Institute of Medical Research, Yaba. And Busoye Ogunlade is a chairman of Oyo State Road Maintenance Agency, Oyo State. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I supported students to participate in international statistical engagement in United Kingdom. In 2013, I traveled with one of my students, Oyeleke, to attend a workshop at University of Cambridge. Also, 2014, he followed me to international conference at University of Glasgow. Olawumi followed me to a conference at University of Exeter, Adults Conference, in 2016. And also, we attended a workshop together that very year at University of Glasgow. Ajawa Abiodun followed me to the conference at University of Manchester in 2021. Igbalajobi Margaret followed me to the conference at Harrogate, United Kingdom in 2023, and also to a workshop at University of Bristol, United Kingdom. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, sir, I maintain a lifelong mentorship culture by ensuring that my students transition into mentees after graduation. Currently, I mentor 134 graduates with first degree, 64 graduates with second degree, 9 graduates with third degree, through dedicated WhatsApp mentoring platform to provide continual professional and career guidelines. To the glory of God, my mentees are now globally distributed. I have 7 in Canada. I have 5 in Germany. I have 31 in the United Kingdom, and I have 26 in Nigeria. This reflects international reach and impacts of my mentorship. I have served as external examiner for undergraduate and postgraduate program at University of Ibadan, Obafemi University, Federal University of Technology Akure, Federal University of Technology Minna, Olabiso Onabanjo University, and Oyo State College of Agriculture and Technology, Igbora. As a pioneer chair of the Royal Society of Society Nigeria, I established in 2018. I led the establishment of a professional platform that unites statisticians across academia, government, industry for promoting capacity building and professional networking. I organized the inaugural RS Nigerian Local Group International Conference at the Federal University of Agriculture Abeokuta in 2020, which attracted wide participation from academic, ministry, and other government parastatals. I organized trainings on survey process and data collection, data analysis, and the use of statistical software for Ogun State Bureau of Statistics staff members to enhance their analytical skills. At the National Institute of Science Laboratory Technology, I facilitated training workshop on machine learning and AI power analytics, enabling laboratory scientists to improve their data interpretation and research reporting capability. At the National Bureau of Statistics Abuja, I organized a 3-day capacity building workshop for the staff focused on the data management strategies aimed at strengthening the evidence-based national planning and sustainable development. Since 2018, I have consistently organized free conferences, workshop, seminar at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, focusing on software training, data insight extraction, and grant proposal writing. I led sensitization and awareness program on the importance of statistics, including organization of mathematics suite at Ajayi Crowther University, or your team, Mathematics is Life. I contributed to the Past Earth Network and the Math4C Network at the University of Leeds, United Kingdom, both supported by UK Engineering and Physical Science Research Council. As part of my engagement with the Past Earth Network, I organized and delivered a climatic change awareness lecture at Manela Model Secondary School, Oyo, titled Anthropogenic and Natural Cost of Climatic Change, Effects, Management, and Modeling. Distinguished colleagues, esteemed colleagues, friends, and students, today's inaugural lecture has been a reflective exploration of how statistics transform fragments of data into insights and drive national progress. It has demonstrated that when data are thoughtfully sampled, rigorous analyzed, and effectively communicated, they become more than numerical record. They become strategic instruments for sustainable development and social transformation. Mr. Chancellor, sir, based on the body of evidence presented in this inaugural lecture, the following recommendations are proposed for targeted implementation by the key stakeholders with the aim to translating statistical innovation into measurable international impacts. National development plans should include predictive statistical models to forecast risk rather than just reacting to problems after they happen. Longitudinal survey protocol should be designed to optimize response efficiency, limiting excessive callback while strategic applying refusal control techniques. Environmental exposure study involving children and vulnerable groups should be routinely conducted with findings translated into school-based and community-level intervention. Universities should deploy predictive analytical academics to identify students at risk of failure early and implement targeted intervention. Data from affiliation monitoring system should be archived and analyzed longitudinally to support predictive maintenance and risk prevention rather than periodic compliance check alone. Locally available agricultural resources should be scientifically evaluated using statistical optimization techniques to enhance sustainable and affordable farming practices. Universities, industry, government agencies should work together more to make sure statistical research helps drive national development. Distinguished audience, esteemed colleagues, friends, and family, it is impossible to recount every individual who has contributed to the making of a professor, yet my heart overflows with gratitude. Above all, I return all glory, honor, and praise to Almighty God, the source of my strength, wisdom, and grace. Thank you, Jesus, for all you have done, for every open door, for every victory I will give of this moment. I extend my deepest appreciation to the current Vice-Chancellor, Professor Babatunde Kehinde, for giving the opportunity to present this inaugural lecture today and for approving my sabbatical at the University of Kent, United Kingdom in 2023 to 2024. I extend my appreciation to all the management team, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academy, Professor O.M. Idowu, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Development, Professor Lawala Dairo, the Registrar, Dr. Adedeji Adeniyi, the University Librarian, Professor Oluwafemi Kehinde Abayomi, and the bossa, Mr. Olukayode Osinoga. To my beloved parents, late Chief Samuel Olawola Adigun and Mrs. Olawola Oyewola Olaiwola, what cannot capture my gratitude? You lay the moral, spiritual, and intellectual foundation upon which my entire life rests. Baba, your discipline and commitment to integrity. Mama, your love and prayer are combined treasure that can never be repaid. Mama, as you celebrate over 100 years of life, I pray that you will reach your 120th birthday in good health and joy, surrounded by loved ones in the name of Jesus. Amen. To my in-laws, Chief Adejare Enyade and Mrs. Mojisola Enyade, thank you for your steadfast prayers, kindness, and belief in my journey. I'm truly blessed to have your unwavering support. I appreciate all Olaiwolas and people from Ilora, including Deborah Okoyemi, Solomon, and the family of Mr. and Mrs. Olusegun Amale for their love and understanding. Special thanks to my brother-in-law, Mr. Adedapo Adejare, and sister-in-law, Folasade Afonja, for being a pillar of support. I appreciate all the past Vice-Chancellors of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Each of these leaders has contributed to my growth in unique ways, and I remain forever thankful. I gratefully acknowledge the institutions and organizations that have consistently supported and sponsored my research activities over the years. I am particularly thankful to Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, National Bureau of Statistics, Royal Statistical Society, UK, International Survey Statisticians, Paset Network, MAT4C, UK Engineering, Fiscal Science and Research Council. I sincerely appreciate the support and the kindness of the head of the Department of Statistics, Professor S.O.N. Agwegbo, the Dean of the College of Fiscal Sciences, Professor Victor Makinde, the immediate past Dean of the College of Fiscal Sciences, Professor A.T. Akinwale. I'm grateful for your encouragement, guidance, and goodwill. My appreciation goes to the Dean of the Postgraduate School, Professor Lucy Jisowande, the immediate past Dean, Professor G. Adebayo, Deputy Dean, Professor J.O. Pobeni, and the entire staff members at the Postgraduate School. My dean, sir, God has used you as a destiny lifter, as a lifter of my destiny. and I will forever be grateful. May God Almighty remember you for good. Thank you, sir. I wish to express my profound appreciation to the chairperson of the publication committee, Professor Helen Babatunde. She's a mother. And all members of the committee for the painstaking effort and valuable time spent in carefully reading through my inaugural lecture manuscript. I am equally grateful to the chairperson of the ceremonial committee, Professor Temitope Jadi, and all members of the committee for the excellent organization and smooth conduct of this inaugural lecture. I pay heartfelt tribute to the late Professor G.N. Amaya, who supervised my PhD thesis with unwavering dedication and expertise. He later became a father figure and spiritual mentor to me. He profound impacts on my academic journey and personal life will forever be cherished. May his soul rest in peace. I honor Prof. B. Afanja, the Tribulation Nigerian statistician and educator. He's the second Nigerian professor of statistics. I have Papa in our midst. After James Nwoye Achille, and the first in the Southwestern region, he has made profound contributions to statistical development, education, and computer services. Thank you, Daddy. I gratefully acknowledge my teachers at all stages of my academic journey, whose dedication, discipline, and intellectual guidance laid the foundation for my career. Their commitment to excellence, mentorship, and the pursuit of knowledge shaped my thinking, nurture my curiosity, and inspire my lifelong passion for learning and scholarship. I'm deeply grateful to my mentors. They are many in numbers, yet each unique in purpose and influence. Their guidance has come at different stages and in distinct dimensions of my life, with no overlap in roles, but a sheer commitment to my growth. I remain profoundly thankful for the wisdom, support, and direction each of them provided along this journey. Heartfelt thanks to Professor Peter Lynn of University of Exeter, Colchester, United Kingdom, for his exceptional mentorship, guidance being toward achieving international standard in survey methodology. I'm equally grateful to all members of the University Union, HASU, SANO, NASU, NAT, for their direct commitment to fairness, academic integrity, and institutional harmony. I also extend my heartfelt appreciation to the colleagues and collaborators from other institutions within and outside Nigeria. I gratefully acknowledge Dr. Godwin Ibu, President of Chartered Institute of Statisticians of Nigeria, and I commend all members of CSON for their steadfast effort in promoting and advancing statistical knowledge in Nigeria. Greeting to Professor John Aston, President of Royal Statistical Society, London, UK, and esteemed members. I'm grateful for the opportunity to connect with global statistical community through RSS. Your effort has made broaden my horizon. I express my deepest respect and gratitude to Prince Adeyemi Adeniran, the Secretary General of the Federation, and the Chief Executive National Bureau of Statistics, for his outstanding collaboration and unwavering commitment to evidence-based policymaking. Beyond his professional contribution, he has been a father figure to me, and I sincerely appreciate his guidance, support, and mentorship. I extend my sincere prayer to Mrs. Omolara Adebukola Adebayo, Ogun State Secretary General, for her leadership and collaboration. I also acknowledge the contribution of past Ogun State Secretary General, Mr. David Olawale Alao, and Mr. Babatunde Michael Ajayi. I would like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Adekunle Teslim Ajuwon, Oyo State Secretary General, for his invaluable support of my research. A warm and respectful greeting to Temitayo Bashiru Osenokwe, Director of the Lagos Bureau of Statistics. I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your professional support through my academic journey. Thank you. I thank Dr. Peter Oluwafemi, Director General of Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory Technology, and NIL staff for providing me with the platform to collaborate and leverage my statistical expertise for capacity building and practical application, contributing to advancement of science and technology in Nigeria. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to Dr. Don Clare, my line manager at University of Kent, Canterbury, UK, for our unwavering support and guidance throughout my sabbatical period from 2023 to 2024. I would love to express my sincere gratitude to Prof. John Vaux, principal investigator of the Past Health Network, University of Leeds, UK, for the opportunity to be part of this impact project. The network successfully bridged the paleoclimate science and statistics, enhanced climate model prediction through studying past climate. I also appreciate the grant support that enable outreach activities in Nigeria. I greatly acknowledge my lecturer in the Department of Epidemiology and Medical Statistics, University of Ibadan, for the academic guidance, and MSc Biostatistics classmates for the shared learning experience and collegial support. I gratefully acknowledge God's grace in my life through my spiritual fathers, particularly Dr. D.K. Olukoya, the General Overseer of the Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministry, Pastor Emmanuel Kelani, Mega Region Overseer, and other pastors, ministers, and the entire MFM family, whose prayer, fellowship, spiritual covering have sustained me throughout this journey. I deeply appreciate all my mentees for allowing me to be part of the academics and professional development. Your progress gives meaning to my teaching and fulfillment to my calling. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the true reward of teaching begins on earth. My mentees, both in Nigeria and abroad, lawfully cover every expenses connected with this inauguration, including my family clothing. Their kindness, loyalty, and generosity move me deeply. They are unique, consistent, efficient, complete, unbiased, responsible, and responsive. I am proudly grateful, and I love them all. To Mr. Thompson Alexander, the chairman, Wonderland Estate, Lesser, and other neighbors, thank you for your friendship, understanding, and a peaceful environment that nurture reflection and focus. I acknowledge the presence of Prince Adoroko Ogunsaden, the National Treasurer of the University of Ilorin Alumni Association, representing Dr. Stephen Olawale Fasakin, the National President. I also acknowledge Mr. Ayodele Olaseni, Secretary of Ogun State Chapter, representing Dr. Steve Olusegun Ipinewa, Ogun Chapter, Chairman. I appreciate your presence and support. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to my friends and family friends for their enduring friendship, encouragement, and unwavering support over the years. Teaching and non-teaching staff of the Department of Statistics, College of Physical Sciences, College of Computing Sciences, and College of Biological Sciences. I appreciate you for your unwavering support and goodwill towards the successful delivery of this inaugural lecture. I am deeply grateful to Professor Mrs. Morenikeji Dipeolu, a beacon of hope in my darkest moments. Ma, you may not understand. Your kindness and generosity will forever be remembered. Special appreciation to Professor Felix Salako for his pivotal support of my COVID-19 research initiative in 2020. Despite the initial uncertainty in my mind about his interest as the Vice-Chancellor, he embraced the project with immediate action and played a significant role in driving progress. This support contributed to 2020 Media Award recognized in United Kingdom. Thank you, Darcy. It is a great honor and respect that I acknowledge His Royal Majesty, Obasif Oluwafemi Oyeniyi Oparindi II, JP, the Akibi of Ilora, as a referred traditional ruler. His Majesty leadership embodied the rich cultural heritage and progressive praise of Ilora. To my precious children, Tijesuni, Oluwaseun, testimony, Oluwasemilore, you are my pride, my joy, and a living proof of God's faithfulness. Every sacrifice has been for God's glory and your joy. Tijesuni graduated from Biochemistry Department, FUNAAB, in 2024-2025 academic section. She is currently pursuing a master program in clinical biochemistry at Middlesex University, London. Oluwaseun graduated from Statistics Department in 2024-2025 academic section. She is currently pursuing master degree program in Statistics for Clinical Trial at University College, London. Testimony is an undergraduate student in electrical and electronic engineering. Oluwafemi is a secondary school student. Finally, I give glory to God for my wife, Mrs. Adebisi Agnes Olaiwola. Our journey began in 1986 in JS, where we sat side by side as young students. What started as innocent companionship grew steadily through the years, and 17 years later, in 2023, it culminated in the covenant of marriage. Today, this inaugural lecture marks 40 uninterrupted years of working together in purpose, in faith, and in love. You have been my constant presence, my prayer partner, cheerleader, my source of strength, my quiet encouragement. Through every season, through trial and triumphs, your steadfast love and unwavering faith have anchored me. I thank God for you, and I appreciate you. Thank you for listening.
Please, may we have our seats, please. Thank you. While we're at this, I will want to congratulate the inaugural lecturer of today. He has actually told us evidence-based. From what we have, the data scientists of this data age could simulate and bring up everything about our inaugural lecturer. Thank you for opening our eyes to so many things you have said today. You said statistics is life. Yes, to some people, they may not believe, but you have opened our eyes to it. So we will know that statistics is life. Well, we congratulate you, and yes, I'm going to present this on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Babatunde Kehinde, the seventh substantial Vice-Chancellor of this university, and we will present to you as an award of excellence, which we have done today by presenting the 108th inaugural lecture of this great university, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Please. Yes, as you know, FUNAAB is full of things. We are giving you this as a token from the management, the university, for what we've been producing and what we are still doing, so that you know FUNAAB is the best university of agriculture that we have around. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, before we leave today, I will want to maybe start from where it starts, the wife. The wife of our inaugural lecturer. Please, could you please appreciate the wife, Mrs. Adebisi Olaiwola, for us? Thank you. On behalf of the inaugural lecturer, we are saying thank you. Also with us here, we have the son. We have Master Oluwafemi Olaiwola. We have testimony and the mother, Mrs. Esther Olaiwola. Do we have her around here? Ah, that is the mom. Please, thank you, ma, for giving FUNAAB this person. We appreciate you, ma. Also, we have the in-laws, Chief Amos and Mrs. Felix Eyade at the here. Thank you, sir. And we have Mr. Dapo Eyade too. You're so much welcome to the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We have families and friends who are here present. We have Mr. Waliu, Mrs. Suliat Ashiru. You're so much welcome. Yes. FUNAAB is great. Some people made this place to be great. We are welcoming the former Vice-Chancellor of the Federal University of Agriculture, Professor Kolaoli Salako. You're so much welcome, sir. Also here with us is one of us who used to stand there. We have the Vice-Chancellor of Alethea University, a former Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic of the Federal University of Agriculture, Professor Olukayode Akinyemi. You're welcome, sir. Yes, also one of our own who is actually from that college and who is our representative at Ikwo Ora, Director. You're so much welcome here, Professor Akeola Akilabi. You're welcome. Yeah, with us too, we have the former Vice-Chancellor of the Landmark University. We have Professor Adeni Olayoju. You're welcome. We have Honorable Bisriyu Ogunlade, who is the chairman of the Oyo State version of Ogroma, which is Ostroma. You're welcome. There was initial acknowledgement of this person, but we know her. She is Professor Morenike Dipeolu. Morenike, I'm sorry for that, ma. Morenike Dipeolu, you're welcome. No, it's, yeah, I know. Thank you so much, ma. Also here with us, we have Pastor Emmanuel Koleade. Thank you for your coming around. We have members of the Wonderland CDA, Kotoko. We have members of staff, the FUNAAB PG School, who are well attired up there. Then we have members of staff development of the Department of Statistics, who has a shade similar to what we have from PG School. You're all welcome, right? Then we have to acknowledge every member of staff that is there. All these directors, Professor Badmos, you're welcome. All non-teaching staff who are so present here. I wish the Vice-Chancellor is here. He will have, is going to appreciate your all presence here. So with this, I think we could bring this to a close. And on this note, I say thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, ably represented here. Can we please give him a round of applause, please? We have come to the end of the 108th inaugural lecture of this Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We still remain the best University of Agriculture in Africa and the 7th best globally. Announcement, please. The academic, the procession is going to file out in reverse order through the central hall, while the non-teaching staff are going to file out after the procession through the exit B by my left, while the academic staff are going to file out through the exit A by my right-hand side. The invited guests of the inaugural lecturer are going to file out through the VIP exit 1 and converge at the souvenir room B for the entertainment. Distinguished members of the university community, ladies and gentlemen, the FUNAAB anthem followed by the national pledge. Thank you very much. The national pledge, please. I pledge Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend our unity, and uphold our honor and glory. So help me God. Amen. Please let's remain standing as the procession files out in reverse order. We have come to the end of the 108th inaugural lecture of this great citadel of learning, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. And the lecture was delivered by no other person than the Deputy Dean of the Postgraduate School, a distinguished Professor of Statistics, Professor Olaniyi Matthew. And the lecture was titled, From Sample to Solution, Harnessing Statistics for Every Public Decision-Making in the Data Age. Yeah, we welcome all our distinguished guests who have come from far and near. We appreciate your presence and we wish everyone a safe journey back home. We also recognize the presence of the Director, Institute of Communication and General Studies of this great university, Professor Remi Aduradola, the Dean, College of Veterinary Medicine, Professor Olushola Ajayi. We welcome especially Professor B. Afonja, the sixth substantive Vice-Chancellor of this university, Professor Felix Kolawole Talako, the Vice-Chancellor of Alitia University, Professor Olukayode Akinyemi, the Rector of Oyo State College of Agriculture and Technology, Igbora, Professor Akinola Akinlabi. We specially welcome our dignitaries who have come to grace this August occasion in the month of February. We wish you all safe journey and safe trip back home. Thank you and God bless.